With their Corolla Touring Sports model, Toyota aims to bring us a compact yet very spacious estate that's a cut or two above the class norm. This version boasts a sharp look, a smart interior and a high-tech hybrid pair of engines, and it's still very practical with a decently sized boot. It's a car that's been rehabilitated.
You might well think of the Toyota Corolla as a rather sensible but broadly uninteresting thing. If so, you're a little behind the curve. These were sentiments reasonably applicable to this car's Auris predecessor, but its Corolla replacement has quite a bit more attitude. Here we're looking at the Touring Sports estate body style. This Corolla Touring Sports model succeeded the old Auris Touring Sports estate, which sold between 2012 and 2018 and tried for a younger, more fashionable audience than its hatch stablemate. People who wanted more from their transport than sense and sensibility. It was a worthy effort, but one slightly hobbled by a rather dull interior and unremarkable driving dynamics. Outside of the expensive top petrol-electric hybrid variant, the engine range was a little behind the curve too. So in 2019, Toyota had another go and continued the Touring Sports theme with its new generation Corolla model. This improved Touring Sports, the Corolla version, is a much more creditable package, offering a sharper look, but the important stuff lies inside and beneath the bonnet in a package that still manages to be one of the more practical choices in its class. Let's check it all out. This generation Corolla design was the first of the brand's models in Europe to offer customers a choice of two hybrid powertrains, a revised 120 brake horsepower 1.8 litre system and a fresh 178 brake horsepower 2 litre unit that's engineered for more power on demand and more effortless acceleration without compromising overall fuel and emissions efficiency. As full hybrids, both powertrains have the advantage of offering limited all-electric drive capability with zero emissions and lower fuel consumption. Both, as you would expect, are also matched to a seamless belt-driven CVT automatic transmission with 6 speeds. If you mash the throttle against the bulkhead, there's still a bit of a delay in performance of this car via that CVT gearbox, but performance doesn't tend to be much of a priority for Corolla hybrid buyers. For the record though, the 2 litre hybrid variant should get from rest to 62 miles an hour in 8.1 seconds, which is reasonably rapid by class standards. For the 1.8 litre hybrid version, it's 11.1 seconds. Both variants have a top speed limited to 112 miles an hour. Expect refinement to be excellent, certainly far better than it would be in a rival rumbly diesel. There are no conventional petrol engine options and of course no diesels. At the top of the range sits this SUV-style Trek variant. It doesn't get any mechanical changes over the standard versions, but there's a small ride height difference. This is one of the better looking compact estates. Some of these look a little awkward with the kind of finished shape that brings to mind a hatchback being squired by a UPVC conservatory. There's nothing like that here. In profile, the Touring Sports model shares its hatchback stablemate's steeply raked windscreen, which flows into an extended roofline with aluminium roof rails. Wheels range in size between 16 and 18 inches. We've got 17-inch two-tone diamond cut rims here on this top Trek variant, which gets a 20mm ride height increase, black edging for the front and rear bumpers, silver finished front and rear underruns, and black wheel arch mouldings. Here at the front, it's clear that Toyota's compact family estate is no longer content to blend into the street-side landscape. The nose has gained a notable dose of overtaking presence. The narrow upper grille, set beneath the curved front edge of a flatter clamshell bonnet, incorporates slimmer, sharper all-LED headlight units with integrated daytime running lights. Further down, the trapezoidal lower grille has a smart mesh finishing section, a vertical angle and shaping styled around the look of a catamaran hull, a signature of current Toyota design. Plusher variants like this one also get jewel-like LED fog lights embedded into its outer corners. The rear is also cleanly styled, if perhaps not quite as distinctive. There's a more rounded style than was evident with the previous Corolla Touring Sports model, made possible by the use of a resin material for the tailgate, which allows the fabrication of more complex curves. The all-LED rear tail lamp clusters have light guides located as far out towards the vehicle's edge as possible to emphasise its wider stance. Further up, all models get this neat roof spoiler with a shark fin style aerial just beyond. This station wagon derivative, like the alternative saloon Corolla body style, sits upon a lengthened 2,700mm wheelbase version of this model's new TNGA Toyota New Global Architecture platform. Inside, the cabin feels considerably more upmarket than the interior of an Corolla Touring Sports model ever was. Material quality is impressive, with copious use of piano black and metallic style surfacing. It's not all about the tinsel either. The cabin's ergonomically sound too, thanks to quite a low instrument panel height that enhances your forward view, and a wide centre console area that gives the cockpit more of a wraparound feel. Plus, you also get comfortable seats and reasonable amounts of cabin storage. Further helping with the overall feeling of greater sophistication is the view that you get through the three-spoke leather-stitched wheel, that of a smarter instrument binnacle that Toyota has chosen to present with a combination of digital and analog design. Anything it can't tell you will probably be covered off by this 8-inch Toyota Touch 2 centre dash screen that deals with the usual DAB audio, Bluetooth, navigation and online connectivity options. Though it isn't cutting edge in terms of graphical sophistication, we appreciate the fact that it incorporates a standard rear-view camera, and we like the neat energy monitor, which shows you at any given time what's being charged or powered by what. This model's more generous exterior dimensions should be particularly obvious in the rear. Actually, it's fairly tight space-wise by class standards, both in terms of leg and headroom, restrictions rather emphasised by the way the curved roof lining slopes down ahead and to the side of you. You'd probably be okay with it though. An element of the area feel you'd ideally want can be preserved on plusher models by paying extra for a large glass panoramic roof, but that feature eats up 22mm of much needed headspace. The footwells are also pretty tight, and cramming 3 adult folk back here is going to be something of a squash. Of course, to some extent that'll be true whichever car you pick in this class, but some manage significantly better than others. A rival Ford Focus Active Estate, for instance, is a significant 35mm wider than this Corolla. On the plus side, the transmission tunnel here is quite low, and Toyota has provided rear vents too. Out back, there's a 598-litre boot in the 1.8-litre hybrid variants. In this 2-litre hybrid, the figure's 581 litres. With the rear bench folded, all derivatives offer 1,591 litres of capacity and 1,860mm of load space length. There's a £1,270 premium to pay if you want the Touring Sports Estate version of this Corolla rather than the standard hatch. That means a price span in the £26,000 to £31,000 bracket, which is par for the course in this segment. There are 5 trim levels: Icon, Icon Tech, Design, Excel and Trek. All of these spec levels deliver plenty of kit. Even Icon variants deliver 16-inch alloy wheels, heated front seats with lumbar support, automatic LED headlights, a reversing camera and dual zone air conditioning. There's also an 8-inch centre dash Toyota Touch 2 touchscreen, your access point to a DAB tuner, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone functions. As the name suggests, the Icon Tech grade adds further useful technology features, including satellite navigation and voice control, plus parking sensors and intelligent park assist. That's a setup that will steer you into spaces. This top Trek variant gets 17-inch machined alloy wheels, rear privacy glass, and the 20mm right height increase that comes with this variant. Plus there's upholstery in a two-tone textile material. All Corollas get as standard the full package of Toyota SafetySense camera-driven safety features. These include autonomous braking, adaptive cruise control, lane trace assist with road sign assist, and you get automatic high beam too. Toyota thinks that the vast majority of Corolla Touring Sports buyers are going to like the hybrid-only engine policy here, and a look at the WLTP efficiency stats reveals why. A typical 1.8-litre hybrid Corolla Touring Sports on 16-inch wheels manages up to 62.8 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and a CO2 reading of up to 101 grams per kilometre. Now, bear in mind that these figures rise quite a lot if you fit larger alloys. The Trek variant, for instance, on its 17-inch rims, delivers bests of 56.4 miles to the gallon and 113 grams per kilometre in 1.8-litre hybrid form. For the 2-litre hybrid Touring Sports model, you're looking at a best combined figure of 57.6 miles to the gallon if you buy in a base spec. Again, with larger rims, those figures rise. This 2-litre Trek model manages bests of 53.3 miles to the gallon and 121 grams per kilometre. All of these figures will be helped, Toyota expects, by the fact that for most customers, up to 50% of typical commuting journeys will be accomplished in all-electric drive. The Japanese maker describes the Corolla's hybrid technology as being of the self-charging sort, which means that it isn't of the currently popular plug-in variety. The brand, of course, has this technology. It's available on top versions of its Prius model, but currently feels it isn't necessary for the Corolla lineup. To help you drive more economically, there's a small selectable graphic in the digital instrument cluster with charge, eco and power sections. You merely need to stay in the charge and eco sections to gain maximum frugality. At the same time, your driving can be scored as you progress based on various parameters, including acceleration and braking. You'll get an ongoing score and a final one at the end of your trip. It's like being back at school. What else? Insurance groups range between 14E and 15E for the 1.8 and 18E and 21E for the 2-litre. The 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty is extremely good, and even after that runs out, you'll find that most spares are relatively inexpensive. There's also 3 years of warranty against rust and 12 years of anti-corrosion protection. These days, Toyota works to a philosophy called Genchi Genbutsu, which, roughly translated from Japanese, means go see for yourself. In other words, in developing its new era models, the Tokyo brand has, more than ever, taken the trouble to speak to owners in order to see how they use their cars in real life. You can see the fruit of that approach in this Touring Sports model. It's a design with a stronger focus on desirability and real-world utility. In summary, this Corolla Estate variant has something about it. Okay, so it's not going to have the enthusiast press getting all excited, but here is a car many people would be delighted to have on their drive. Nothing about it suggests that you've settled for a life of suburban mediocrity. Sometimes practical is good. Welcome to a surprising new world.